Hey everybody, this is Roy Cannaday, and today we're taking a look at the Wolverine Hero Pack for Marvel Champions. Let's slice and dice right into it, bub. Alright, bub, we're going to take a look at the Wolverine Hero Pack for Marvel Champions here. This is a thwart of 2, attack of 2, defense of 2, and with a hand size of 5 on the hero side and 10 hit points. Let's take a look at the Logan side here first. Recovery of 6, which is actually pretty huge for recovery, but it makes sense, of course. Wolverine with healing factor, he can heal a lot. And then synced setup. Search your deck or discard pile for Wolverine's Claws upgrade and put it into play. So we do have the Wolverine's Claws upgrade, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. But see here what the Wolverine ability is. This is a healing factor. After the player phase begins, heal 2 damage. So automatically healing 2 damage if you're in hero form. That should allow you to stay in hero form a bit longer. So this Wolverine's Claws that you're allowed to kind of start the game with. Let's see what it does. This is a upgrade with no cost here. It is a permanent hero action. Exhaust Wolverine's Claws. Choose an attack event in your hand and take damage equal to its printed cost. Play that event ignoring the resource cost. That attack gains piercing. So that's huge. So you can literally play attack events spending your hit points instead of spending resources, which basically just allows you to play that many more cards in your turn. So this is awesome for Wolverine, allowing him to attack like crazy. Just like got to look at a few of his other cards here. There is a Adamantium Skeleton, which is a 2-cost upgrade. You get plus 4 hit points. Wolverine gets plus 1 attack, and his basic attacks gain piercing. So awesome. Toughness is not going to hold him back at all with the Wolverine's Claws, and then him getting piercing with this. He's going to have a ton of hit points, and then going to be dealing 3 damage for his attacks there. Berserker Frenzy, this is an upgrade. After Wolverine takes any amount of damage from an enemy attack, draw 1 card. And then a force response, after you flip to Alter Ego, discard this card. So as he flips back down to Logan, his Berserker Frenzy kind of goes away. A pretty cool way to get some cards if they hit you. I Got Better. This is a 4-cost upgrade. Interrupt. If you would be defeated by an enemy attack, instead set your hit point dial to 5 and then ready your identity and discard this card. We've seen this sort of thing with other heroes before, but just definitely makes a lot of sense with Wolverine as he's just really hard to keep down. And then Logan's Cabin here. This is a 1-cost support. Alter Ego action. Exhaust Logan's Cabin. Shuffle 1 Wolverine card from your discard pile into your deck, allowing you to get those Wolverine cards back and hopefully be able to spam some more attacks with his claws and things like that. And speaking of those attack events, let's take a look at Lunging Strike. This is a 3-cost event. Hero action. Deal 8 damage to an enemy. If you exhaust Wolverine's Claws to play this card, this attack gains Overkill. Which, I mean, you're going to be taking 3 hit points of damage if you do that, but it's totally worth it. I've had rounds where I've played 2 Lunging Strikes in the same turn before, and just dealing 16 damage, only spending 3 resources and 3 hit points, just is so amazing. You have a couple of these. Then there's Regenerative Healing. This is a 1-cost event. Choose one. You can either heal 4 damage from your identity or discard each stunned and confused status card from your identity. Basically, picking you up so that way you're not stunned or confused, or healing you back up. Berserker Barrage. What would Wolverine be without Berserker Barrage? My favorite move in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Berserker Barrage over and over again. This is a 2-cost event. Hero action. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. If this attack defeats the enemy, you may take 2 damage to repeat this ability. So this one's pretty cool. So you can just, if you're killing people off, if you're defeating a bunch of minions and things like that, you can just continue to take damage to be able to knock a whole bunch of people down. But of course, then you're taking that out of your hit points. Then Tracked by Scent is a 2-cost event. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. If this removes the last threat from a scheme, draw 2 cards. This card's amazing. Like, this card's awesome. Just card advantage in general. It basically removes threat and then kind of gives you the cost back in cards into your hand and allows you to have new cards to have access to. It's a great card. He's really good at doing the thwarting with that Track by Scent. And then this is a 3-cost event. Slice and Dice. Make the following 2 attacks in order. Deal 3 damage to an enemy, then deal 3 damage to an enemy, which is awesome. Slice and Dice, being able to split up your damage or just hit the same guy twice, pretty great. And then a 2-cost ally here of Jubilee. This is 1 thwart, 1 attack, both 1 consequential damage, 2 hit points. After Jubilee enters play, choose an enemy until the end of the phase. While Wolverine or Jubilee is making a basic attack against that enemy, they get +2 for that attack. That's awesome. So she can hit for 3 right off the bat, and she's going to boost Wolverine as well. Definitely super awesome. And for only 2 costs, that's not too bad. Sunfire here is 2 cost ally, 1 thwart, 2 attack, both 1 consequential damage, 2 hit points again. Response, after you play Sunfire from your hand, spend a power resource, choose an attachment with the text hero or hero response and discard it, allowing you to get rid of those pesky attachments that those villains can kind of have into play and mess things up. Then Psylocke here. Oh man, Psylocke is so good. This is a 4 cost ally, 2 thwart, 1 attack with a little asterisk here, 1 consequential damage each, 3 hit points. Psylocke enters play with 2 psionic counters on her. When Psylocke attacks an enemy, remove 1 psionic counter from her and confuse the enemy and deal 1 damage to it. That's awesome. It's kind of very similar to Iron Fist, but confusing instead of stunning, which is great, especially if you're worried about the threat getting too high. Then Warrior's Skill here. This is a 2 cost upgrade. You put 3 warrior counters on it. When a hero attacks, remove warrior counter from here. That attack deals 1 additional damage. This works with any attack. So whether you're doing your basic attack or you're doing attack cards, you can remove cards from here. And the fact that this doesn't exhaust when you use it, you can basically use it whenever you need that little extra push of damage. You know, it's like a minion needs 1 extra damage to take it out. This is a great card to be able to make sure you're doing the correct amount of damage to be able to take things out properly. You get 3 of those in your deck. Then Battle Fury, this is a 1 cost upgrade. Play under a player's control, max 1 per player. After your hero attacks and defeats a minion, deal 1 damage to your hero, discard Battle Fury, and ready your hero. So if you take out a minion, you can bounce back up, which is cool. You get 3 of those. And then Precision Strike, this is a 1 cost event. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. If this attack defeats that enemy, heal 2 damage from your hero. That's pretty awesome, an aggression healing card. So that's a lot of fun there. You get 3 of those. And then Mean Swing, this is a 0 cost event. When your hero makes a basic attack, exhaust a weapon upgrade from your hero. Hero gets +3 for that attack. So 0 cost event there is pretty cool. And then we have Out of My Way. This is another attack here. This deals 3 damage to an enemy or 5 instead if that enemy has the guard or patrol keyword. So you're kind of busting through guys there. Pretty cool. If you could make that do 5, that'd be great. And then Aggressive Energy Resource. I think we've seen this sort of thing before. If you spend it to play an attack event, you get +1 additional damage. You have a couple of those. Colossus Ally. This is a 4 cost ally. 1 thwart, 3 attack with 2 consequential damage on the attack there. Reduce the cost to play Colossus by 1 if your identity has the mutant or X-Men trait, and then he just has toughness. So he's cost 3 normally if you put him in an X-Men deck, which, I mean, you're going to. So he's a 3 guy with toughness with 3 hit points and 3 attack, but he can attack a couple times. Not too bad. He'll do like 6 damage for 3. That's not too terrible. Fastball Special. 1 cost event. This is with Colossus and Wolverine team up here. Deal X damage to an enemy where X is the total attack of Colossus and Wolverine. This attack gives you overkill and piercing. That would be awesome if you have if you're playing with Colossus or you actually have the ally in play. Then Weapon X here, play only if you're you have the mutant trait. Exhaust Weapon X, take 1 damage, discard cards from your deck until you discard an identity-specific card and add that card to your hand. Awesome. Allowing you to get more cards in your hand is always good, but you do have to take that 1 damage to do it. Then we have the Genius, Energy, and Strength, like always. And then we have a little bit of your obligations and stuff like that. I don't go over these too much because I like people to discover them on their own. But we also have Omega Red as the villain here, and lots of mean things that are going to kind of mess you up if your Shadows of the Past comes out. And then we do have the extra cards that comes with Wolverine as well. This is the 1 cost support Command Center, maximum 1 per player. After an ally thwarts and defeats a side scheme, exhaust it and deal 2 damage to an enemy. So cool little justice card there. Then Longshot as an ally. This is a 4 cost ally. 2 thwart, 2 attack. Play only if you have the X-Men trait. After Longshot attacks a non-elite minion, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If that card has a boost icon, or the little star in the boost icon area, defeat the attacked minion. So he could get lucky and just knock the minion out completely. And then we have another fastball special here if you want to throw that in your Colossus deck, if you're playing Wolverine and Colossus. And then this also comes with a little minion set that you can add into your other campaigns. This comes with Lady Deathstrike. And of course, I don't go through and read all of these just because, you know, you might want to be surprised when you draw the card out there and you end up with super buff guys with crazy claws. Awesome. Well, that is what's in the Wolverine pack. Let's get to see what I think. I am a huge fan of Wolverine. I know it's kind of cliche for him to be like the main X-Men, that there's so many Wolverine comics about. There's just huge lines of Wolverine stuff. He's kind of like the most recognizable X-Men, I think, at this point. But I just love how the Wolverine deck works. It makes a lot of sense with his regenerative healing, how he can heal when he's in hero mode. And I love being able to utilize his health basically as a resource to be able to play those attack events. I love like aggressive decks in Marvel Champions, being able to try to slice and dice through a villain as fast as you can, to not have to deal with too many schemes and treacheries and all sorts of crazy stuff coming out of the deck. I would much rather just beat them down as fast as I can, and Wolverine is great at that. He also has some interesting stuff where he can do that tracked by scent and remove a little bit of threat here and there as well, but I just love the way that the Wolverine deck comes together. And it's cool because it feels thematic to Wolverine. I mean, they keep doing a great job in Marvel Champions of not only having the characters that you want to play, but then finding ways to make them have unique mechanics that drive that theme. The fact that he has healing factors, the fact that he has these claws that he's going to be using to play more and more attack events. He's got lots of aggression stuff. I love the Berserker Barrage card where it's like, oh, you can take damage to keep on going and keep knocking out more and more minions and more bad guys. But how low is your health going to get? Are you going to be able to regenerate back up? Constantly when you're playing Wolverine, you're going to be like spinning a bunch of hit points, then healing that hit points back up, and then spinning a whole bunch of hit points. I just like being able to play more cards in Marvel Champions, and Wolverine allows you to play more cards and do lots of cool combos. This is definitely my style of deck to play. I played Wolverine a ton of times, and I've enjoyed every single time for it. He's also an easy character to play. I mean, you have to kind of balance spending your hit points here and there, but he's not too hard to play. I played with my girlfriend Ruthie, and she had a blast playing Wolverine as well. It doesn't hurt that our son's name is Logan, basically after Wolverine, so that helps make it awesome as well. But, you know, I love Wolverine. I love X-Men. What can I say? I'm giving this an excellent. This is going to be like a 9.5 for me. I think this is great. This is one of my favorite heroes out there. If you don't have any of the other X-Men stuff, you don't have anything at all, feel free to pick up Wolverine. You know, if you like Wolverine, he's just going to be a fun deck to play. Play him against whoever you want to, and you're going to have a blast slicing and dicing. Anyway, I've been Roy Cannaday. Still loving Marvel Champions. Make sure to leave in the comments down below how you're enjoying the game, what you're currently doing. Do you play on Standard? Do you play on Expert? Do you play on Heroic 3? I play super casually with my kids and my girlfriend, but I have a blast doing it. Let me know in the comments down below, but I'll see you next time. I've been Roy Cannaday. Peace.